What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.
Hey guys, Bates here, coming at you with my review for Monster Mania 39 this past weekend, March of 2018. I'm not doing this with a script. I kind of wanted this to be a little bit more of a natural review. So, real quick, I've been going to this convention for 10 years plus now, most of the time twice a year. So I've been to a lot of these conventions. I've been a fan and a supporter of this convention for a very, very long time. And I don't think I've ever come home like mad and furious over how the convention went and how, myself and hundreds and thousands of other fans were treated. But all good streaks got to come to an end at some point. So this weekend did not go as planned. We had a lot of things planned for this weekend. We wanted to get a lot of footage, a lot of content for all of the channels. And it just didn't work out that way. We were going to record a mini MBH episode. That didn't end up happening. So let me get right down into it and try to explain exactly what went down this weekend. So Friday we got there and about 2:30, and it was already packed. By the time the convention actually opened, which is what you're seeing right now, this is pre-show on Friday. All right, the con wasn't even officially open yet. This was an hour before the con opened, and I had a pre-show ticket, so I was going through the vendor room. Friday was absolutely packed. Saturday is typically the busy day for this convention. Well, let me just tell you now that this Friday was busier than the busiest Saturday I have ever seen. Whatever. You know what? We dealt with it. I ended up waiting about 3+ hours for John Carpenter's autograph for the deadentertainment.com giveaway. And by the time I finished with that, and I went back up to the room and had a few drinks, I was pretty much wiped out. So Friday did not go to plan at all. Saturday comes, and it was absolute madness. Madness in every sense of the word. The organizers of the convention oversold it way too much. You could not move. You could not walk around. The lobby was completely packed. You couldn't move in the lobby. You couldn't move in the autograph room. You couldn't move in the vendor rooms. Fans were bitching and complaining. You didn't know what lines were for what guests for autographs. The vendors were complaining. It was an absolute miserable time. Anybody who said they had fun on Saturday, I'm going to call them out and say that's bullshit. It was early on Saturday, and I'm talking around 12 o'clock, between 12 and 1 o'clock. And I was leaving the autograph room, and instead of trying to fight the masses going through the vendor hallway to get back to the elevators to go up to my room, I decided to cut outside and go around and come back through the front lobby doors. Well, as I'm approaching the front doors, the doors are completely blocked, and there's no way to get in. And I'm finding out that they're not letting anybody in. Okay? Then I find out they stopped selling tickets. The show was technically sold out. Okay? So I decided, well, I am staying at the hotel. I have a room key. I show them my room key. I should be able to get back in. Nope. They were not letting anybody in. Now, Dave later, sometime yesterday, said, he acknowledged this and said, they weren't letting people in for about an hour. That's bullshit. All right. I was stuck outside in the cold for about 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours, pretty close though. So I'm calling bullshit on that. It was not under an hour. It was almost 2 hours. They were not letting anybody in. One of the best things about these conventions are the panels and the Q&As. Well, there were 7 panels scheduled for this convention. Only 2 happened. 5 of the panels got canceled because where they wanted to hold the panels this year in a tent outside, which they never do, well, that got shut down by the fire marshal. This convention was unorganized, highly unprofessional, and at the end of the day, a ripoff. A lot of fans who came Saturday, midday, thinking they'd be able to get in, some driving an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away, got turned away because they couldn't buy a ticket. I've heard a lot of fans didn't get their photo ops because the photo ops were an absolute fucking disaster. There were a couple injuries, including Kane Hodder, not on purpose, obviously, cutting somebody with a real machete, well, with a sharpened machete, somebody getting hit in the parking lot with a car, multiple cars in an off-site parking location having their windows broken by agitated fans and frustrated fans. I've just been a fan of this convention, and I've been a supporter of it for so long. I mean, you guys hear how I gush about this convention every week on Way of Life Live. And for me to come here and say that this was the worst convention I have ever been to, that I left absolutely miserable. I could not wait to leave. Saturday, the shit show on Saturday, I couldn't wait until Sunday came and I could fucking leave. So take that as you will. This was a awful convention. I'm going to get more into it on Way of Life Live on Wednesday night, but just not a good convention. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. Anyway, guys, thank you for checking out this little recap and video. As I said, I will be getting more into it on Wednesday night with Mungus as we do a full recap of the show. Aside from scoring a couple nice pieces from the vendors and getting an autograph I've been waiting to get a very long time from Mr. Ted White, the ageless Ted White, I must say, absolutely miserable and frustrated. Dave Hagen should be ashamed of himself that he allowed this to happen. He has been a fantastic promoter and organizer for many years, and this happening is an absolute disaster. No other way to put it. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to a new vendor that I met at this convention, Jackie Stier Copper. I ended up hanging around her booth for quite a while, just bullshitting with her, and I decided to give her a little shout out at the end of this video here. You can take a look at some of her work, obviously in the pictures that I have here that I took from the convention, or you can visit her website at jackiesteer.com. You can request custom pieces if you're looking, if you want something in particular. She does all of this really awesome custom copper art. Definitely worth checking out if you're into that type of artwork. So yeah, just wanted to give her a shout out, Jackie Stier Copper Creations. Visit her again over at jackiesteer.com, and she's actually based in New Jersey, not too far from me. She's actually lived in my area. I think she lived in my town at one point too. As I said, we were talking for quite a while, so. But check out her shit. She's a cool chick, and she does some amazing artwork. Anyway, thank you guys, and I will see everybody Wednesday night.
What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.